Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world away and happy Wednesday. Today we're going to be doing pack 4 of the Agora Models and Hachette Partworks release of Build Giga's Alien. Check that out, we've got a metal poster plate here, around about A4 size. Look, this is pretty cool. It's been mounted on some cardboard at the back just to keep this from getting bent, but this is a free gift that comes in this, which looks absolutely brilliant. Now I've laid out all the bits here that we've actually been building on in the past 3 packs. I'm just going to show you one of these items at the moment, and that is the rubbery skin with these magnets. Now if you remember, rather than use super glue on these, I've been using some of this Stormshore on it. This is brilliant because this enables this to bend, but the magnets with the flexible glue in there to stay in place, they're not going anywhere, as you can see. So that's how I'm mounting the magnets to this funny material. I've already done it on this side here, as you can see. So when we actually put this on, it clips itself in, as you see, it holds itself, no problems at all in there. So I haven't actually looked to see what we're doing today, so it's going to be an adventure for all of us. But all the instructions for this are online on the Agora Models website. You can also get this through Hachette Partworks. So I have put the link down here to the Agora Models website and the Hachette Partworks website. You can get this all the way from pack 1. But without further ado, let's get cracking. So we are going to be starting with this section here, which came in stage 20 of the last pack, which is the right tibia. And I'm going to be opening pack 21, which looks like this. All of these parts come in these lovely paper bags here. And if you remember last time, we actually put one of these tabs, which we've also got in this pack here, on the end of that. These are just going to be going together like this here. So I'm going to line them up, snap them together like that. And I'm going to be putting one of the screws that come in this pack in here to secure that together. So I've got the screw in there. Let's screw that all the way home. Nice and tight to keep these bits flush together. Perfect. And now that is one piece. I then need the right calf assembly looking like this, and I'm going to be attaching that to what we've just created here. So this is just going to be going over the points just here, and we're going to be holding it together with the tabs that we've got here. So if I put one tab in there and line up this side on here, making sure that this hole is going over that lug there, that will help to line everything up, keep everything in place. Just like that. Once again, I'm going to be using these screws to attach this together. Now, in the instructions, you'll see that the magnets have already been put in here. I actually put all the magnets in this section here first because I wanted it to dry with that Stormshore that I've been using. So we do get magnets in this one, which I am going to be attaching to this side here. But let me get these tabs in. So just checking that it's nice and flush on there. I've got one in. All we've got to do now is put in the other 3. So one there, one over here, one at the end. And they're all going to be held in with the screws, the black screws that come in this pack. So there you go. They're all in place. All I'm going to do now is put the magnets into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 positions. Now, because this is hard, I don't have to use Stormshore. I'm only using this on the flexible sections. I can just use standard super glue for this. So we want to make sure we get the polarity right with these. So I'm going to take the skin where I've already put the magnets, just drop one on. I know it's going to be going that way round. Get some of my glue and drop that into the first hole here. Just like that. Probably best to put this on here because it will help you push that in. You see what I mean? So it's guiding it for us. So I'm going to do the same with all the bottom magnets here. There you go, that's all the bottom ones in place. I'm going to do the same with the ones on the top. So, all the magnets are in now. We know we've got the polarity right on all of them. Just going to push that one in slightly more. Now, even though the magnets are in and they are holding this in place, as you can see there, I do want this to curve more around like this. So it's actually going to be flush to this inner shell here. So for that reason, I've got lots of clamps here. And I'm going to be clamping this into place all along to ensure that when this connects, it's going to be the same shape as what we've got underneath it here. I'll do the same on the other side. Just making sure it's fitting in here absolutely flush. And believe me, I've got loads of these clamps. And as you can see, it's going to make a nice tighter fit around there. It's not actually glued to this or anything. It's just going to ensure that it is staying flush to the inner shell of this. Now, with the heat of the workshop at the moment, if I leave that for a day, so everything dries, that should look pretty good. But that's all there is to do in that stage. So in stage 22, we're going to be working on the right ribs and leg. A few little parts here, metal parts these are. Now, I'm going to bring over what we were working on previously, looking like this. I'm going to be adding the next rib support to this, which is going into the hole just here. This is metal, remember. When that's in, turn it over, screw it in with one of the silver screws which come in this pack. Or should I say stage. Now, because this is metal, I am going to just drop it in a bit of oil. And then get that in. So now that's looking like that. I'm also going to be taking the calf protector and pipe, which looks like this. I'm going to be putting these in place. I do need to just cut off this A1 flap on there. Got my sprue cutters for that. So make a nice clean cut. Boom, gone. Give it a dry fit in here. It's going to go this way around to make sure it's going to fit perfectly in there. I like that. Now I'm going to glue this into place. Again, using my brush on glue because it has got a flat side on. That will ensure I can get it all the way into that groove there. Make it nice and tidy. Excellent. Again, this glue is from the range stores in the UK. It's exactly what I've been using for every build I do, but it now comes in brush form. How cool is that? Okay, just holding that into place. Excellent. And then all I'm going to do is piece this section together with this section that we created way back in pack 1. This is going to go over the top here, screwed in with 2 more of these silver screws. So a bit of oil on there. Let's get these in. I think again, just to aid with that setting there, I am just going to put a couple of clamps on this. So I can leave that to one side and ensure that that has been seated, whoops, perfectly in there. Like that. Excellent. And that is all there is to do in that stage. Continuing with the right leg and ribs, let's get these out. Oh, we got a ball joint in this one. I've got 2 parts of the ribs to put together here. So we've got this metal, all of the ribs are metal, just so you know. This part here is going to go over the top of that section there, held in with one of the smaller silver screws here. Again, bit of oil. And get this one in. And then once again, bring over the ribs we've been working on. This one's going to go on this side here, on the left side. Once again, one of the silver screws to hold this in place. Which means a bit more oil. Get that nice and tight. Excellent. Coming together. Put that to one side. And I'm going to be cutting the end off this A2 piping here. Now, even though we put all of these on earlier on, I'm going to have to take them all off because we're about to secure this section here to the other side of the leg. So, I mean, it held it long enough for the glue to dry, so that's happy for me. But as you can see, this just falls off the side here like that. Bring over the other side of the leg that we worked on previously. That looked just like this here. That's what I showed you at the start. I'm going to be piecing these 2 parts together. Now this is going to be going over the top here, just like that there. I've kept the skin just on this side here, but we have got a ball joint that we are going to need to put in to this end just here. Now when we put that in, I want the flat side of this to be facing up. So it's going to be going in here kind of like this. It's going to take some pushing to get that in there, but I've got it in. Now I'm going to put this side over the top, making sure everything's fitting into place. That looks good. And on that side, excellent. You heard that clipping in there. And I just need to screw this in. Now we've got plenty of these black screws now to do that with. Let's open these. It's going to need 10 in total. So 2 at this side first. And then I'm going to do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there you go. That's all in. This is what it looks like from this end. Perfect. Nice and tight. I can now just put this back over the top. And if you look on this side, where we've got holes on this skin, on this side here, we've got some little tabs for these holes to go in. So I'm just going to line them up as well and get this side in, so it can piece together on this side. I'm not worried about the other side at the moment. Just get this side lined up. We do have this great big open section here, which we are going to be sealing up afterwards with what we're actually creating here, as you can see. I haven't glued any of that, just so you know, so I can peel that off. I'm still unsure why we're using magnets for that technique, but that's what it's looking like. So we are getting there, as you see. Magnet sticking the screws to it. One last thing to do on this, and that is into the holes at the top here. We've got this pipe which came in this one. It's going to do a dry fit to make sure I put this in the right way. It's going to go in there just like that. So let me get some glue in there. See, brushing that on makes it a lot neater. And there you go, I'm going to let that dry. But looking pretty good. All we're going to do now, as I hinted a second ago too, is we're going to be putting this whole section here just into the top of this section here. Now it is saying we are going to be removing some stuff later on. So when I put these on, I think it's only going to be in temporarily. So I'm just lining up all the lugs. It's going to fit in just like that there. Sort of pinching everything together. Everything here is held on temporarily though, I'm guessing. But that's all there is to do in that stage. Now in stage 24, we've got the right ribs and leg looking like that. So once again, bringing over the ribs we created last time. Simple job, we're just going to be adding the next rib to this side here. I already have a silver screw from the last packs that I've opened, so I'm not going to open the pack that comes in this one. But I've put some oil on this and screw that in. Excellent. And then I'm going to be bringing over the calf that we've been working on. And as you know, we did add just this one pipe going down here. I'm going to be looking for the pipe that says A3. Like that. Cut the top off. And then do a dry fit to make sure this is going to fit perfectly in there. Excellent. Then once again, glue this into place. So I put glue in the channel here, which is going to be the main thing that holds it. Making sure I'm not getting glue anywhere else. But I'll be honest with you, if you did, it's not a big deal because it's going to look like slime. There you go. So I'll put some on top as well. And then let's get this one into place. 1, 2 and 3. Just hold it for a second. Very quick glue this is, so as you can see, holds pretty neat straight away. Then I need A4. Cut the end off. Do exactly the same on this side over here. Again, put some glue in. And then I'm going to do A5 and put that in the end. This is the last pipe going in. That's looking pretty good. Hold that for a second. There you go. And that is all there is to do in that stage. In stage 25, we've got the right femur and another rib to work on. We are getting used to how these ribs actually go together now, so we're going to be taking these two sections here, putting them together, and then one of the silver metal screws to hold them in. So I'm going to drop that little bit of oil into this rib. And then this one is going to be going on this side down the bottom here. Just get that slotted in, and another silver screw to hold that in place. Just this bit here and the bit that I added to that calf, which was metal, is really heavy. So I am now starting to wonder how heavy this actual figurine is going to be. But there you go, that's the other rib in place. Put that to one side. We're going to be taking the right femur now, and I've got a connector to put in. The connector's just going to go into this point just here. Once again, rather than open this pack up, I've still got one of the black screws that we used to put this in. So I'm going to screw that in now. So we've started work on the right femur. Make sure that's straight. And that is all there is to do in that stage. Which brings us on to stage 26. Let's get these open. We're going to continue working on that right femur, and you guessed it, we've got another rib to do. So let's open this up. I do like how this build seems to be, you're either using black screws or silver screws, so it's easy to understand. This rib's just going to go on the other side here, and again, silver screw to screw that one in. Got that here, and then 4 more ribs to do on this unit here. Nice and tight, looking like that. We can put that to one side. Take what we've just created there of the femur, and I'm going to be adding this section here. This is going to go over the top. Once again, we've got a hole here to locate on the lug just there. So when I put this in, make sure that that is plugged into that section just like that. We've also got another tab to hold this in. Put that in the middle. And then using the black screws again, I'm going to be putting another 3 screws in here to hold this into place. So 2 for this tab, and because we've already put one in on the other one in the last stage, I've got 1 more to put in there. And with those 2 sections, that and the ribs, that's all there is to do in that stage. Penultimate stage, stage 27 of this pack. Let's get this one open. You have guessed it, we're going to start with the rib again. So once again, this section here, going over the top of this, there is a locating lug, silver screw. We've done this a few times now, so we should be making no mistakes at this stage. But this is the World of Wayne channel, so who knows. Okay, so once that one's in, we're going to turn this upside down, and again, working on this left side over here, this is going to go in there like that, and again, a silver screw just to hold that into place, and make that nice and tight. We've got the next section of the leg here, and once again, we've got these tabs, which we're going to be screwing into this side, so one there, and they're going to be held in with these black screws. And that's got them lined up on this side. But they don't actually want me to connect this yet, because that and what we've created so far is all there is to do in that stage. Which means the last stage of this pack, which is stage 28. Again, we've got the rib and a little bit more of that femur that we're working on. Let's get this open. I'm going to be attaching the next rib, which looks like this, again, all metal. That's going to go into the right hand side here, metal screw. And screw that into place. Excellent. So that's what we've done so far in this whole pack on the ribs. Put that to one side, and I'm going to be connecting the parts that we've just attached these tabs to this part here. These are going to go together in the middle just like that. This is quite a chunky, large area here. That's going to be held together with these black screws. Line them up Excellent. And get the screws in. And there you go. Look at that. Look at the size of that. All we're going to have to do is we're going to be taking this section and we're going to be attaching it to the section that we made right at the beginning here, linking these together. And then again, we've got 2 tabs to go in the middle, which is going to hold these together. One there and one on the other side. And again, black screws to keep this as one piece. So now we've got one full section looking just like that. And that is all there is to do in that stage. And with this and what we've created here, which is a work of art, look at it. That's all there is to do in that pack. And there you go, that was fun. There was quite a few time edits in there. I think very important on this build is to make sure that when you are gluing things, to ensure that glue is perfectly dry until you move on to the next stage. So I have done this over quite a long period. But as you can see, it's definitely worth it to get a leg looking just like that. Now, none of this is together at the moment. I can just take this apart. Don't know why they want us to do that still. I still don't understand why we've got magnets on it, but I'm sure that's going to become apparent later in the build. But once again, if you want to get this for yourself, if you're in America, you can get this from Agora Models, and I have put the link to them down here, and also Hachette Partworks in the UK, and again, the link is in the video description for that. But I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Take care.